one thing I hate about body work. I'm not a body man.
So this car is completely sanded down.
Well, we got to run around the edges real quick. But yeah,
It just needs to be blown off and taped up.
pretty much. Got to finish out this bad body work I'm butchering. That'll make everybody go nuts there. There's your sound bite right there. Yeah, you're a butcher. You're a butcher. Never claimed to be anything but a mudslinger. Not even a body man. Not even a remotely chance of being a good body man at that. I'm a hell of a painter.
You're a master painter.
Fudge crackers.
I watch so many other people paint on here, and they're just so stiff with it. They have no natural talent to it. Like I said, you're the only one I've ever seen that has natural talent. You and this guy out of Australia. I forgot what his name was.
Because of the martial arts I took.
Yeah, there's a fluid movement to painting, but a lot of these guys don't know that. They walk so stiffly from one edge of the panel to the other. And there's no need to do that unless you're doing like a chameleon or the... Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care. Here's what I care.
It's like they make everything harder for themselves and then argue to keep it hard for them to paint.
Well, everybody wants to go, you ain't never worked in a shop. You ain't never worked in a professional shop. You couldn't cut it in a professional shop. That's why you work for yourself. You couldn't make it in the professional world, so you opened up your own shop. It's kind of the American dream to be your own boss. I mean, I guess, by your logic, then no one should own their own business. Not Kellogg's, not Dr. Pepper, not Mountain Dew, not Pepsi, Coke, KFC, Taco. I mean, the list is endless. I mean, they just,
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's how that works in their mind. I mean, you reach a certain point where you're like, well, I'm not going to work for anybody else. And so I'm just going to work for me because I know what I'm doing. And I don't have to fight with stupid people over money. I can make my own money. And then they come along and they go, you're poor, you're poor, you're poor. You live in. Yes, I do. I live in an RV. I made my life a lot simpler at age 50. I wish I had done that shit at age 20. Knowing now what knowing then what I know now, I'd have done this fucking 35 years ago, 40 years ago. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm debt free. I own everything. This is mine. This is my, well, this is the customer's, but this is mine. This is mine. This is mine. This is mine. Everything that I own, I can go, yeah, that's mine. I own it.
I don't owe anything to anybody.
I don't owe anything to anybody except the goddamn electric company.
Let's see. Van says, what kind of car is that?
An ultimatum. Fudge.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for more Hondo hardener. We ain't got none. Zilch. Zero.
We've used it all.
Nunca. Nada. Yet. Fudge. Oh, that sucks.
Check the box.
I've checked all the boxes. And so, anyway, I own everything. People go, you don't make any money. Probably 20 plus years ago, yeah, you'd be right. I mean, I started my own business 14 years ago. It's still open. People go, well, if you'd been in the trade that long, you'd have a better shop. You'd have a better shop. No. I had shops I rented for years. And to tell you the truth, I was renting a shop that was 1,800 square foot over in Springtown. Had been there for 2 years, just signed another 5-year lease agreement. When the landlord came along 3 months into the new contract, because there was a company who bought from Fort Worth up to Springtown, right? They sunk like billions of dollars into buying all this land. And so there
Putting
are
in
houses,
a bunch of houses, yeah.
there are a bunch of houses going up out there. No bullshit. No bullshit. Now I'll tell you a story in a minute, but no bullshit. There are guys who are building houses right next door to one they had just finished. The owner of the property who's selling the homes is holding a fucking open market auction for that house and the house that they're still working on. As they're working on them, this guy's having auctions every week. Well, how do you know, John? I stopped in because we had to go right by it every day. Ask people, we all doing that. Guys auctioning off a house. You put your hand like this and touch each other's house. But the house sold for $300,000 is what the guy got for the auction. Now, the landlord, being 2 miles down the road, went, ha ha, I've got you. We're going to raise the rent on you or you're going to get out. Actually, it's not what happened. A piece of shit other company who deals in drugs and stuff. Run drugs for the cartel. Did money laundering. They came in and started paying for this super big shop over there. And they were painting cars too, but I had already signed an agreement with the landlord that says no other body shops are allowed in this area because I've rented it.
And not a pitfalls, yeah.
And not the at the time that I did it, this guy had three sets of bays that had 3 bays to them. So nobody else was there. But, the money launderer for the drug, the people came in next door that were, just buying up and, paying for all of that. They wanted me gone because they were painting cars. Now, ultimately, they wound up fucking a customer of theirs over that we actually did shortly after we got out here. But anyway, the guy broke the lease. I scrambled, bought this, put it here, and continued on. And so in that 2-year process of doing that, well, you just kind of get invested in, making your shop work. I'm in the middle of goddamn nowhere. I shit you not. 2 hours that way, I don't joke about it. 2 hours that way is the fucking desert. I kill you, bury you out there. Nobody ever finds you. Nobody ever know you were gone. That's how far out I am. I live in an RV. I didn't expect to get any work whatsoever. And then the more the customers started catching up and started reaching out to us on Facebook, the more work we started getting. The more work we started getting, the more work we started doing. People dropping off here. People dropping off here in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Will I fist fight over you calling my customers names? You're damn right. Do it to my face. Find out how many teeth you walk out with. Or your life. Your choice. I've got customers. More that continue to want to drop off. I'm building a shop right adjacent to this one. Bigger. Not so big that I can't put my house there, but, after I'm done with the garage, then I get to build my house, finally.
It's pretty cool that you can build your own house.
Out here in Texas, yeah, we're in an extra testicle adjacent, whatever. ETJ is what they call them. There's no
building codes.
There's no building codes per se. So that's why you can have, well, I've got neighbors with there's a mixture. You got me who lives here with an RV. Down here at the end of the road, you got a trailer. Over here, you got a house, a stick-built house. And then down here, you got somebody else who's running a skid steer company in a trailer. Back here behind me, I got a double wide. You know, over here's a single wide, over here's another RV, another RV, another RV. So I mean,
$300,000 house next to that one.
Yeah, $300,000, you know, stick built
neighborhood.
So it gets pretty interesting. But customers still want to come to me at my own amazement. Because we own our own business. I know you children out there go, you don't own a shop, you own a barn. Yeah, I own a barn. I own a blow-up paint booth that every major dealership in America almost has the same type of booth because they've got one booth. They can't afford to build a second booth in their town or in their city or whatever because the building code people aren't getting paid off. I mean, the building code people won't approve them because they won't buy them off. They won't pay them millions of dollars for a $300,000 paint booth or whatever. No, I've got a shop. You don't like it. It makes you mad. I've got a guy who's talking shit in Indiana, for Christ's sake, outside of Indianapolis. I'm a real estate agent, and I make more than you in 3 months' time. I sell houses all over. I'm not a real estate agent. I broker and make money. You don't do it down here in Texas, Bubba. You have to go to jail for fraud. Talking shit. Dude, you live in fucking Indiana. There's no housing market in Indiana. If you knew what the housing market was down here in Texas, your fat fucking ass would be here.
Yeah.
I know real estate agents that made millions the first year they moved here because the market is here. It's a free economy. But people are mad. People get their feelings hurt. I won't get out of bed. Thank you. Stay your ass in bed. That's why you can't show your work online because you won't get your fat ass out of bed. Mommy still supporting you because you won't get your ass out of bed for X. Thank you. I have 30 plus cars out here in my lot because you won't get your fat ass out of bed or you want to charge $10,000, which is not a real price. Nobody's paying that.
Mm-mm. Glenn says there might be a surprise for those peanuts I'm bringing.
They better be regular boiled peanuts,
with
man.
lots of salt. Lots of salt.
Not lots of salt, just normal amounts of salt.
C says, so you live in a trailer park?
No, I don't live in a trailer park. I live on my own piece of land that I own. I own this land. Nobody can come take it from me. I own this land. I own that, well, what once was a brand new 2021 trailer that I bought cash from an RV place up there in Sanger. So, no, I don't live in an RV park.
Let's see. Ivan, he says, keep up the good work.
Thank you, Ivan. I got people that drive literally for hours. Like, I got people that come up out of Abilene, which is 7 hours away, one direction. That's a 14 fucking hour trip. On the East Coast, in 14 hours, I can go from Virginia to Florida.
Let's see. Derek says the bank owes it.
No, the bank doesn't own a goddamn thing. I do. I paid cash for that 2021 trailer, okay? And I paid cash for my land. You don't own it. The bank don't own it. I'm not in debt. I don't know why you children want to go, you're in debt. No, I see the ads all the time. People are trying to get you to borrow money. You know why? They keep you beholding to them. You're their slave. Keep being their slave. Keep paying, keep living on credit. That's not wealth. That's credit, stupid. When the credit crashes, they're going to come take your shit. They're going to put you, your wife, your kid, your 2 dogs out on the street, and you're going to go, what the fuck just happened? Meanwhile, I'm going to go, sure, I'm glad I own all my shit.
That's actually a really good statement. It's not wealth, it's credit. Everyone acts
It's
like
debt. It's not wealth, it's debt.
Everyone acts like, oh, my house is worth $500,000. Okay, you've paid $100,000 into it. You still owe $4,000. You don't own it. Listen, you don't own it.
I watch the kids, and I mean that they're kids. Good luck to them. Uno de patro de filio de sanctos. Go with God, my friends. Over there, Finish Works Auto Body in Virginia Beach. I've watched them as the young lady has made her video. Day 1 of owning a body shop. Day 2, 3, 4, 28, whatever it is now. Okay, I've watched them sink money after money after money after money. And I asked them, because they said, somebody asked a question of who they went with for a paint company. They didn't name the company, but they said they're using PPG. I said, how much money do you got to spend every month? How long is that contract that you got? And the guy said, well, one of the reasons why we chose them is because they didn't have a contract. They don't require X amount of money for us to spend with them. And they're Johnny on the spot whenever I need something. I'm not saying I don't believe the kid, but okay, fine. Good luck with that one. Okay. And, you know, I've watched them sink a shit ton of money into that shop that they bought. Now, somebody asked them today, and they were showing it today. Hey, look, most shops go out of business in 1 or 2 years after opening. And they kind of wanted to make fun of that and mock that. And they said, well, if they go out of business after 1 year, well, they're just stupid. They didn't know what they were doing, and they're bad business. Mm-hmm. He's partly right. Generally, a shop will go out of business after 3 years because of lack of work, lack of money, and incapable overextending yourself with credit. It's not necessarily that the shop didn't have the work or the shop didn't have the skill set. It's an overextension. I'm wealthy because, well, I got a $300,000 loan from a bank. That's not wealth. That's debt. That's slavery. I've always pushed that. Slavery. You owe the bank money, X amount of money. Now, whatever that is, that's between you and God. I personally hope the kids do great. Looks like they've got a young family, or they're just starting out, or whatever it is. But like I said, my hopes are that they can make it. We'll find out, because he goes, well, I've got a passion, and so I'm going to make it. Hey, man, you know, want and desire will only push you so far if you're making poor business decisions. Not that I said he has, but they sunk a shit ton of money into that shop to pull it up so that they could get work in there. And they're trying to get it. They're trying to get it from the insurance companies. But like I said, in Norfolk, if I last count, if I remember, and I'm probably wrong, there were 3 Makos down there. And I've always said Mako over the last 3 years, 5 years actually, has turned into a direct repair facility. There ain't a snowball's chance in hell you're going to get much work from them, which means you're doing Hertz rental car or you're doing Mannheim auto auction work. And, you know, at any time, whenever you take a car to either one of those companies, if it's not to their standards, their liking. Now, you could do perfection, but if it's not to their liking, they're going to tell you to redo it, which means you're now spending money to keep an account. They're costing you a lot.
Let's see. S says, miss your land tax payment, and they sure as crap can come take it. But keep on, ma'am. I got 3 acres, looking at buying 5 more.
Not down here in Texas. I mean, if you're missing your tax thing down here in Texas, you're doing a lot wrong.
That's not true at all. They have a lot of exemptions down here for sure. But if you miss your tax payment, you're not wrong. They could come take your land because they feel like it. They feel like they're entitled to it. But I think Florida passed a law that said he's doing away with taxes, property tax down there. They
typically don't do it. They come in and they go, look, you've missed your land tax payment here for the last 3 years.
Yeah. It's going up on auctions, usually what they say.
After 4 or 5 years, 3, 4 years.
Doesn't matter. I shouldn't be able to do that, period.
Okay, I'm not getting into what should be. I mean, this should be a utopian society where if my neighbor needs to be fed, then I go give him food. Or if someone needs money to pay the bill, well, then hell, we go help them. No, it's not. That's not the way life is. It is what it is, and it will always be. And when Gavin Newsom becomes the goddamn president around here, we're all going to be fucked.
Glenn says, I'll be driving 7+ hours to bring our Tahoe. It'll be worth it.
Glenn, you're up in fucking
Mississippi.
Georgia, right?
He's in Mississippi.
Okay. Mississippi ain't 7 hours. What the fuck are you? How fast are you fucking driving, dude?
I know. I was going to say, it's actually like 5 hours from here, from where we are to the border of Louisiana. And then it's another 2 hours across Louisiana.
It's like 7 hours for me to go from here in Runaway Bay up to Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Actually, that's an 8 hour.
Arkansas.
Let's see. What's your favorite car?
I don't have one.
Glenn says, wait till they complain about the product and then see if they're Johnny on the spot then.
Well, I mean, it's PPG. I've told people are mocking me because there's a video out there where I said PPG's metallics pick up and move. I had a few guys that go, yeah, same for me. It picks up and it moves. And now, I've got all the PPG guys in the world. I've been spraying for 45 years, even though I'm 20. I've never had a problem with it. Right. Because, like I said, thanks to people like me, and probably me alone, when I pulled PPG's rep into the shop in Manassas, and he painted a silver Toyota Camry, waited 15 minutes while he mixed up his clear and stuff, and then shot it and watched it all move. And then he came back the next day and did it, gave it more time, and it sprayed out and it moved again. And then he came back 2 days later and redid it and waited even longer. This time he took me out to lunch, and then it still moved an hour later. Then he brought in the scientist from PPG or one of their whatever. And so they figured out to spray down DBC 500 first and then lay the clear down, or then lay the base down and then spray your clear. Now, that's more money for PPG. It shouldn't be that way for PPG. You haven't, and that's what you're doing. And don't lie about it. I know goddamn well that's what you're doing because that's per the regulation.
That's what they say to do.
There's steps to do for PPG. You're fucking welcome. Okay? And don't go, I've never had a problem. You're a lying sack of shit. You know it and I know it. Every silver that you're spraying, you're not doing DBC. Now, I'm not talking about their EnviroBase. I don't know anything about their water stuff. I'm talking about their solvent. So don't go, I've never had, you're a lying motherfucker. Guarantee you're spraying someone else's silver down because you know the problems that PPG has.
It's that dark charcoal color that's the one that we're talking about that moves around a lot.
No, I'm talking about the bright silver as well. But yeah, the charcoal one has a problem too.
The charcoal one's the one that I've noticed the most.
Hey, even I've seen it on the fucking on the guys who are spraying in collision shops that are showing their work after it's done. I can still see the modeling in it.
That's the problem. They don't want to admit it, or maybe they're too new and don't know what modeling is. Maybe
they don't want to admit it.
Maybe
there are guys out there who've been spraying 5, 10, 15, 20 years, but they won't admit it. That's the difference between JP Auto Paint Works, me. 40 years in the industry, 37 of it spraying this shit, okay? I'm not going to lie. There's no reason to lie. There's no benefit to me lying. What do I gain by saying PPG's charcoals and silvers are modeling and moving? What is my gain?
In fact, you have things to lose because people are like, oh, that makes you a bad painter. You don't know what you're doing.
Right. I get that all the time. You're a bad this. You're a bad that. People call me hack. I got people that DM me and call me hack all the time. Right?
Yeah. Glenn says the map showed me 7 hours and 7 minutes is all interstate for me. That's no gas stops, P breaks. It doesn't matter. I'm bringing it to JP. Really? You must be on the border of Mississippi and Louisiana then, maybe.
Got to be over there in Tuscaloosa. Is that it? What's that last
I don't
town
know.
there?
It's the one that's right there on the edge.
Yeah, I love that little town.
Isn't that the one that had all the casinos on the river?
No, they did have river boats there, but
Is that where Granny and Papa used to like to go?
no, they went down to oh shit.
That was one off I-10 they went to.
Yeah, the one off I-10. That one there that he's talking about, that's the one I got food poisoned from Arby's or Wendy's and had to stop off there. And we had a bunch of fucking state troopers that were doing their thing over at the convention center that year.
And you had dead inspection while you were driving.
Yeah,
too.
I had a dead inspection on the S10 that we were driving down here with that year. And then they all heard me puking and they're like, damn, is he drunk or what? No, he got food poisoned. And state troopers were nice because, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them got together and went and bought me a bunch of Pedialyte and a bunch of Gatorade. Nicest guys I'd ever seen.
Didn't give you a ticket, too.
Didn't give me a ticket either. Ask me about it.
John says his gain is to sell his paint instead. He wants you to buy his paint instead. Of course, he'll talk crap about PPG.
I don't give a shit.
I must have missed the part where you said PPG is bad. Buy JP's paint better.
Right. Like I said, buy Minimus paint line. As a matter of fact, I haven't even pushed it. The only reason I did it was because of the whore down there in Houston. Okay. I don't even care. I haven't stood up anywhere and made a brand new video about buying JP Auto Paint Works paint. Minimus paint line. I haven't. I don't care. You know why? Because I got 30 cars outside.
That's always been the focus of the business. Yeah.
The business has always been painting cars.
I should come up with some new colors though, because the one thing that has done is it's brought in customers who want those colors.
Yeah, we've got, I don't know, 5 or 10 of them out, 5 or 7 of them out there that want our colors. And I'm not going to put somebody's shit on a car where I have to fight with it or spend more money for it to do what it's supposed to do. Okay. Well, what else out there is great? Nason, Sherwin-Williams, Speed, Sickens, hell, I don't know, Matrix.
Wanda's pretty good.
Wanda. I'm not pushing one line over
You can even
another.
do high tech.
Yeah, high tech.
I don't recommend their clear, but we've done high tech.
Yeah, we've used their base once. I don't know anything about it, but hell, I'd shoot fucking high tech over PPG silvers. There's no benefit for me. Okay. I'm not pushing one paint line over another. I don't give a shit.
No, it's complete. It's complete advice. That's what it is. It's advice from someone who's been doing it for so long.
Listen, you children who are in the industry, who are somebody else's bitch, you do what they tell you to do because you have to. Okay. The other retards that come out of the woodwork to go, I'm a painter and I paint and I do this and I spent that and I got. Nobody cares. You're not using my paint brand anyway. I'm here more for the DIY guy whose car did this. It was peeling. And so I'm here to show them, sand it off with 80. Get some 180, go back over it, get your primer. I don't care. Even I've told people, it doesn't matter whether you're using 2K or 180. Just prime it.
Yeah.
And so there's, I mean, you know, you do what you want. You're grown-ass people. I'm not here for the car community as far as you idiots who buy materials and pay $1,500 to $2,000. That's on you. That's your stupidity. That's not on me.
Let's see. Random says, newbie here from South Africa and not exactly sure what you're talking about. All I know about my paint, my question is, can I use 2K thinners as a reducer?
Not if you're using lacquer. No, that stuff will solidify it, make it jelly. So no. If you're using, you know, use what it's for, man, whatever your paint line is. I don't know. I think Africa and other countries have different paint lines than Americans use.
Yeah. Even the UK has different paint lines.
Follow your directions.
Young says hello.
Hello.
Candyman says, I only spray Rust-Oleum and Revolt paint.
Yeah, but you get better results from Rust-Oleum.
The spray can.
You shouldn't use anything from, revolting paint. That shit's called revolting for a reason. I love her slogan. What is it? Revolt against the status quo. Bitch, you are the status quo.
I know. The very status quo.
You're the very status quo. Minimus paint line was called minimus paint line because you don't have to use as much.
Minimum price, minimum amounts.
Minimus paint lines. I've got guys who have bought from us, and I don't think we've sold paint in 2 months?
Yeah.
Something like that. It's not my focus. I don't care. I've shown what the whore did. I've shown how she made claims of developing her own bullshit and then going to work for a company and stealing their formulas and calling it hers.
Yeah, according to that lawsuit.
She lost a lawsuit. If it were me, she's lucky the lady just wanted to be done with the shit and sell her company to the company down in Mexico. If it were me, I'd have had the bitch locked up for espionage, corporate espionage. That's a 5-year bid for federal charges, by the way. And down here in Texas, there's definitely charges that go along with that for tortious interference of a business.
Let's see. Leo says hi.
Hey, Leo.
Michael says, where can I buy your paints?
You DM us and then we tell you what we've got. Generally, right now, we're not selling gallons. We're just selling it in a kit.
Yeah,
like I said, I no longer have an interest in trying to do this, to sell paint.
Michael says, I'm painting a Ford Ranger right now.
That ain't my fault. It's a Ford fucking Ranger, baby. I keep waiting for this shit to dry so I can sand it. I think this is going to be the final time. They have a few little pinholes and shit to fix, but that should be simple enough.
Michael says, I need a kit. Hell
Okay.
yeah.
We sell kits for $600 with a gallon of paint, gallon of reducer, gallon of clear, quarter hardener, and
2 boxes full of sandpaper,
Yeah,
80 grit,
50
320.
50 and 320 or your choice of whatever. And then
The tape.
4 rolls of 3/4 inch and a roll of 1.5 inches, which should be more than enough to do your car.
The only thing it doesn't include is lacquer thinner and the lacquer primer and paper,
And paper.
which we can actually sell all 3 of those. It's just.
Yeah, I think the kit then goes up to like $800.
Young says, I'm in the middle of restoring a 66 Mach 1.
Nice. That ain't my fault. Everybody's restoring Mustangs. You know why? Because they don't run.
Oh. Let's see. May says painting a 78 C20 custom deluxe right now.
Okay. I have no idea what that is other than a Chevy.
Probably a big truck.
Big ass something or other.
We need to blow this thing off and tape it up.
I'm not taping it up right this second. I've still got body work to do. Once this is dry, then I'll fucking do it. And you're not going to rush me.
I don't understand why we can't tape it up now.
What's the purpose?
Because then it's taped up.
You're an aggravating little shit.
Yeah, but I'm right.
No, you're not.
Are you going to blow it off?
Aggravating.
What body filler do you use?
Cheapest shit I can get. What is it? Fast line?
Yeah, I think Fast Line.
This was UFC.
Oh,
It's usually the cheapest and whatever they've got in stock. For me, Bondo is Bondo is Bondo. Now I know that upsets people too. Me calling this stuff Bondo, man, that drives people nuts. Bondo is a brand. It's not what we call it. He doesn't really work in the industry. Really? Walk into any body shop.
ask them what Bondo they use. And they'll be like, oh, well, I use USC. I use Finish One.
All right, get out.
3M.
Gonna get loud.
pop the trunk. From
No, you can buy those brand new at Walmart.
I didn't know that. Glenn says, if you tape all the areas, it's going to collect the dust. Tape and paper are the final step. You should know that.
What did you
He's
say,
talking
Glenn?
to me.
You wanted your wife's truck all fucked up. What? Maybe don't aggravate the guy that's going to paint your truck, Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn. Maybe I'm the one that paints it. I love how there's no moldings around these new windows.
It may have been.
I don't think so. I think these are made without the moldings. Now, here's a trade secret. What are you about to do to this window? This seems to be something that no one else ever does.
Right. People don't understand the word back tape.
What is back taping? This is back taping. This is what stops paint from getting into your trunk, into the jam.
It's what keeps dirt from blowing up underneath of it.
That too.
You know.
Let's see. Russ says, I use an Easy Sand U-Pole. Not sure if that's something you use.
No, I use lacquer primer.
He could be talking about Bondo.
Could be.
I've never heard of the U-Pole Easy, but then again, we don't use very many U-Pole products. They're not readily available around here like they used to be.
I mean, they are if you go into Fort Worth. But who the fuck is going into Fort Worth?
Exactly.
I get people all the time, and it's crazy to me how many people I get that go, I have to spend X amount of dollars. I can't. You're using nothing, and I'm in Quebec.
Yeah.
You're in a different fucking country, and you're trying to compare my prices to yours. And you know, it's funny because at one point, the people out in California, the shop owners out in California actually understood, hey, I can't do what you do because we have crazy Gavin Newsom laws and we can't get away with doing that. And so all of our shit is pricey. But nowadays, it's like they've gone back to their old ways of cussing me.
They have.
Because of their stupidity. I don't make you live in these shitholes. I don't make you live in the middle of shithole Washington State, Seattle. I don't make you live in fucking dumb fuck California. I lived in Virginia. I moved. Why?
Live 30 minutes from DC.
Right. Live 30 minutes from DC. Why did I move? Because it's a dump. It's a shithole. It's not even a good shithole.
You're taping up the rear lights.
I'm taping up whatever the fuck I want.
I want to time you doing the rear tail lights.
Well, then you should have started and told me.
I didn't think about it.
Why
Everyone's
aren't
like,
you taping it? Why are you taking it off? I can take the bolts out faster. Sure. Go ahead. I'm not even trying to move fast at this point, but yeah, sure. Go ahead. Tell me how much faster you are.
Candyman says you moved because Texas is awesome.
I did. I lived down here whenever she was a child. Figured out that it had a free economy, meaning it wasn't governed by the government. You have the DOD who takes a fart and goes, "We're not spending any money this month." And so all of a sudden the economy stops in Northern Virginia. Like nobody's spending any money because all the contracts are tied up.
Yeah, every time the government shuts down.
You people have no idea how wasteful it is. Elon was getting to it. Like there are computer guys up there that make $500 an hour to do nothing except be on call in case a computer fucks up. And then whenever they have to drive in on a Saturday, then their rate goes up to $775 an hour from the time they leave home till the time they come back. Elon didn't get to the true wasteful shit. He just found pissy ant stuff. It's like the guy said in Independence Day, what, you think they're spending $1 million on a fucking claw hammer that they can go down to Walmart and buy for $9.95?
It's just like the hospital charging you $400 for 2 pills of Advil.
For 2 fucking Advil, right.
And it's the same brand.
It's Advil. Or worse, it's the no-name shit they buy from CVS.
It's generic. Let's see. Glenn says, okay, Cynthia, what do I bring you and go to for JP on painting? I don't know. I don't make requests. I'll eat the boiled peanuts.
Pepsi.
I got Pepsi, but I eat the boiled peanuts anyways.
Not this time, anyway.
Actually, I didn't get the ones from Crew Mustang either. You ate those in what, 2 days? I didn't even get any of those.
I did. I ate them.
That's rude, sir.
I'm a dick. In all fairness, I asked you.
Let's see. Lust says, keep up the good work.
Thank you. That's all I know how to do.
Tis outlined.
Mm-hmm.
Tis outlined.
Just about. I don't even take the car apart. No, I sure don't. Don't need to. Your check gonna fail in 6 weeks. Your check gonna fail inside of a month. Really? Here's a customer who had their car done 4 years ago. What you got to say? Oh, you got lucky. Really?
Here's another one. Oh, look, here's another one. They all say the same thing. Let's see. Your boy says, love the honesty and the info.
Thank you.
Good time says, JP gives people pride back in their ride.
Right. I know y'all trying to make that a slogan, but
It's just good time. Good time trying to make it.
Not my slogan. Appreciate them.
No, Dad's slogan is
Leave me the fuck alone.
where every car deserves to look new again.
Right.
And that was our slogan in 2013, 2014. But good time. I'll use that clip if I remember. I'll use that clip. God bless you. In a YouTube clip. I think that'll make people. I think people will like that one.
Remember, boys and girls. Why don't you take these moldings off? You're going to leave a hard line. So if you leave a hard line right here, sweetheart, This is what you're doing. You don't have a skill set. That would leave a hard line.
That would just peel.
Just don't. Just don't. Look, watch. No real little gap, right? Okay. Well, and look. I know it's crazy and all. But the customer, you getting shit on the customer's windshield on them molding. Well, maybe just a little bit. It's not enough that they would scream, cry, and pitch a fit over. You know why? Because they bring me an ugly car and they get something great. They get a beautiful car again that they can drive. And look, again, no hard line because we didn't overtape it. Now, I understand you don't have a skill to not overtape. Maybe flipping burgers is a better choice of work for you than, doing something that's this simple.
You know what the real problem is?
Yeah.
These guys would rather fight with an insurance company because no matter which way you spin it, you're going to have somebody that's going to be nitpicky over your work, right? So these guys would much rather fight with the insurance company than they would try and figure out to a customer, hey, this like they take in the customers who expect show quality, and then they do this. They don't remove the moldings. And so with the show car customer, it's not that this is inferior. It's that the customer's going to go, there's paint on my molding. How dare you? I paid you 20 grand for that. And so, yeah, that's you get problems.
That motherfucker apart.
Look what I did. You popped the gas cap, and now my shirt is stuck in it.
Oh, I can't get in. You're just stuck there all day.
It's fine. I pulled my shirt out.
So here's what you get when people pull this shit off. I watched it today. This guy wasn't smart enough not to show it, but smart enough to show it. And so it's kind of cute and funny to me, okay? Because I want you people to understand this. This is what you do, and I know it's what you do. Okay, so right here, there's a frame, and so there are 4 bolts that stick through this, or sometimes there's only 3, but there's still a frame right here. There's nothing here once you pull this off, right? And so you can back tape all the way to right here until you hit that frame.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got 3 holes, but I watched the boy do it, and this is the industry standard. Let's not lie, because I know what you're doing. They take a tape line and tape just inside of that frame so that there's a nice hard line, but you don't see it. It's inside the frame. Now, if my shit's going to peel, what do you think is going to happen whenever you have paint on the frame and you've got that really thick hard line and you pull that paper off and then you stick your mirror back on? Well, that's going to peel because that's your logic. Not mine. Not mine. Now, that's the clip that we're going to put on TikTok because that's the God's honest truth. You're putting your hard line just on the inside, painting it, and then you're removing it, and there's still a hard line right there. Well, you didn't sand that mirror. You didn't sand that part. Well, bullshit, I sanded it. No, you didn't. You're a lying sack of shit. That's why they hate me. That's why the industry guys, will come out of the woodwork to put me down because I know what they're doing. And I counteract everything that they say with the truth. So if you've got that hard line right in there and you didn't even sand it, all you did was run your scuff pad around the edge.
Just barely.
And then that's where it peels from. That's why you see moldings peeling, just underneath the molding and up here, because somebody hardlined it and they didn't really scuff it. And see, I'm the hack.
The whole point is that if you don't sand, it doesn't stick.
Right. And that was my point. My point is that you're a fucking butcher. And not only are you a fucking butcher, but you work for an insurance company that demands speed over top of perfection, Well, that's not true at all. They give me enough time. Really? Because you guys are always complaining about how you don't have enough time to work on shit. Remember, from a guy who you guys keep saying doesn't know anything about the industry, seems like I know an awful lot about the industry. And as far as what she was saying, a fight with the insurance company, there's no fight. There's no fucking fight whatsoever. You either A, do what the insurance company tells you to do, or B, they simply remove you from the program and then you don't get any cars.
Mm.
There's no fight. You do what you're told, or you don't get.
So you think these guys who've been going on and posting, I've been fighting for the customer, do you think they're just making up the phone calls?
Some of them have been, yeah. Like there's a guy, I don't know, I saw him the other day. The only one that I actually believe does is Mike from Iron Mountain, because his is truth. I've seen it. But I saw a guy the other day that was like supposedly in the same voice and everything was talking to a customer who had his exact voice, wordage, stupid stuff like that. Going, Mr. Anderson, they don't want to pay for you to have a rental car for another 7 more days while we wait for a part that they ordered and got wrong. And so we're going to put you up in one of our rental cars. Right. Like how Service King, big goddamn company. They don't have rental cars. They don't have loaner cars that they could put out. You know why? Because there's a lot of insurance to becoming a rental agency as well as licensing to rent cars out.
Usually the only people that do the renting cars are dealerships, really.
Maybe. Dealerships won't even do it because, well, they could sell the car as used. And if you wrecked your fucking car, what the fuck are you going to do to theirs? They're not running that risk. That's a risk. Every time somebody new steps into it, why do you think the dealers have got to go along with you or salesperson got to go along with you on the test ride? That's not true, John. That's not true. Right, because I have so much to gain by lying.
Yeah, so much.
I gain so much. Let's see. What do I gain? I don't do insurance work. I won't allow insurance companies to come into me. I don't swap out parts. That's something that a customer does whenever they get into an accident and they can change out their own bumper or their own hood or their own fender. What's my gain for saying all this? Not a goddamn thing. I don't gain anything out of it.
Mark says, where y'all located?
Runaway Bay, Texas.
Let's see. Glenn says, I'm in central Mississippi, outside of Jackson.
Oh, damn. I can tell you now, Glenn, that ain't 7 hours. I don't know what the fuck Google's telling you, but that ain't 7 hours.
It may not factor in traffic. If you're about to go through the heart of Dallas or Fort Worth or Irving or any of those, just go ahead and add an extra 4 hours to your trip. I'm not even playing either.
I don't know. I haven't been back to the East Coast in 4 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe they've changed the speed limit from 65 to 80 across I-20. I don't know.
Let's see. IC says customers tend to remember their car better than it was before the repair. So I've started taking pics when the car arrives. For insurance, I think I know what you're saying.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I can kind of agree with that.
They expected their car, like this panel over here, it didn't have the scratch on it before I showed up. So you have to take the picture because, yeah, actually it did. Especially if you're repairing that side and they're saying you're repairing the driver's side and they're saying the fender on the passenger side, it didn't have this. Right. You got to take pictures the moment they come in.
Which is something we've always done from day one.
But we paint all over, so we really don't have that problem anyways.
Yeah, occasionally we do. Or did. I mean, we had a couple of people that tried it. We take pictures of everything. Like, there's an ass bag. And everybody's up in arms over it because they think I was mean to the kid who was just trying to earn a buck. You know, he's brokering deals between me and someone else. No, I don't do that. Because first of all, that's the good way to be accused by your local PD of being a chop shop. And so that's a no. It's not like construction. Construction subcontractors and shit like that, they do stuff all the time. They do that kind of stuff all the time. In the automotive industry, subbing out work is very rare. Usually, if you've got a guy who doesn't have a frame machine and you know that you're going to need a frame machine, so you contact the guy down the road who's your friend or whatever, and so he charges you for you bringing down a customer's car. Or usually what's more common is that you need tires, so it's called subbing out whenever you have to take customer's car over because the customer asks you to do it after you get them a price for tires. But as far as paint work goes, no, we don't do that. And so
it's all done in-house.
That guy made claims, Jacoby Texarkana or whatever the fuck his name is, made claims that one customer brought me a Bentley, Maserati, and Porsche, all of them in 2021, and all of them brand new that I needed to repaint all over. Yeah, I get it. I fucked up the order of sequence in which where I laid out the Facebook, messages. And so it's not very coherent. A lot of people who don't know how to read or comprehend get their head hurting and, they're like, I don't understand this, which is okay. But, first of all, he didn't. He got his feelings hurt whenever I turned him down for doing his little Toyota Camry that he owns. Because he owns owned a Toyota Camry, and I told him to go get fucked when he said he was a painter. And so that hurt his feelings. And so he reached out going, I've got text messages between you and Mr. whoever the fuck it was, saying that his car got painted. He's just a fucking idiot for bringing it to you and that you're going to leave the runs and everything else in it. So what he did was defamation of my shop. So I said, post the conversation, which I didn't mind because I know there's no conversation because don't you think that if I'd have done a fucking Bentley, it'd have been all over my page? If I'd have done a Maserati, you got to fight with me to do a fucking Corvette. Yes, I understand. I've said I don't even take in fucking Corvettes, but there are this many less Corvettes on my page that I've done. I haven't done very many because the owners are dicks. What do you think a Maserati, Bentley owning, Porsche owning, brand spanking new 2021 who needs a paint job? Why would it need a paint job? Anyone?
A wreck.
Anyone.
Gotta be a
no
wreck.
Supposedly they were brand new. 2021. He's got them posted up on his page. So I said, post it. I went on like this for over 20 minutes with the kid, telling him, post the goddamn conversation. Either post it or I'm going to fucking sue you for defamation of character because you're making claims and accusations against my shop. He goes, I'm tired of arguing with you. You're a crazy old man. Blocks me and runs away. I sent an email to the email address that he left me saying, it's not over with yet. You're going to have lawyers to contact you over the next few days. Because he did this like Thursday.
Yeah.
And so, you're going to have lawyers contacting you shortly. I'm going to take what you own. So the next day he unblocks me, comes on my page again, under 3 or 4 different conversations I'm having with people and goes, this man has been calling and texting and harassing my sister and my 15-year-old girlfriend. My 15-year-old girlfriend. Now, the sheriff's department, the PD down there in his area, the PD and the sheriff's department are trying to figure out who's got jurisdiction over it. They've asked me not to post that because they're doing some investigational work between his parent or her parents and how 22-year-old boy has a 15-year-old statutory rape victim. So that's a different issue. But then I made a couple of comments that said, hey, I just said what I just said. And so I got another retard who comes in to defend this kid and goes, why are you contacting his 15-year-old girlfriend? Now, he was newly married. He was a bitch, newly married, and he checks in at least once a day for the last 2 days just to make sure. Because he wants to sue me for defamation of character because I said, wow, I'm going to look into you too. I'm going to let your sheriff's department know that you may have some tendencies towards minors. And let's talk to your fucking wife and make sure who you just got married December 24th or December 26th of 2024. Let me talk to her to see if you have those fucking tendencies. Let's see how she feels about you. Oh, I never defended. I never, and you, I've got pictures. Pull them out, baby. Bring it.
Candyman says the post I saw said JP Auto and not JP Auto Paint Works.
Right. Because he makes claims that JP Auto had made, he had ticket from JP Auto. Somebody yesterday commented and said they must mean JP Auto Euro down there because there's one down there apparently in where I think he was in Rockwall, Texas, right?
Mm.
And so I think that's who he was talking about was JP Euro. He said, the guy said that company is a shit company. That's not me. That's never been me. But he had his feelings hurt whenever I turned him down because he's supposed to be so rich that he drives one of the new 12-volt, Tesla super califragilistic bestest car in the world that's $300,000 and he owns one, but he got mad because he wanted his Toyota Camry fixed and I said, no, thank you.
All because of a Toyota Camry. All because you told someone no.
I tell somebody no.
Did you actually say no, thank you, or did you say no?
I said no, I don't do work for painter. I do the same thing for everybody. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't do work for painters, shops, or anybody else. Oh, so you mean you can't? I said, no, I can. Well, then you need to. No, you said you're a painter. In my 40 plus years in this industry, 37 years in this fucking industry, I've never asked anyone to paint my car.
Right. Why would you? You're the one that should be painting it.
Right. And neither have I ever heard of a painter asking another painter to paint their shit.
That's like a mechanic going, I know how to change my own brakes, but I'm going to go take it to Walmart and have them change it.
Right.
Or Pet Boys, whatever.
I don't know what I'm doing, so I have to have somebody else do it. That's what you just said, which means you're not a painter, but you're advertising yourself as a painter. And then I get people that go, why are you posting this up? This is petty. You're just mad. No, I'm trying to keep people from Rockwall to know, first of all, who a child predator is. And second of all, if he's telling you that your car is costing 10 grand and he's going to a Mako and getting it done for $599, not only is that probably illegal, but it's unethical.
Let's see. Woody says, I wish someone would paint my car. LOL.
People can do whatever they want. If you don't want to be posted, if you don't like your fucking picture up on my Facebook page or me calling you a bitch, here's the big thing. I get numbnut stupid people all the time. Hey, bring me a Mountain Dew that's in there.
Okay.
If you don't like your fucking face posted up, or like I said, people direct message me, or people will just come on a page and go, you're a butcher. So I'll go, well, you're a bitch. Now what? You just want to call each other names? What do you want? And they get so mad. You wouldn't say that to my face. You wouldn't say shit to me either. There's consequences for everybody's actions. And so you want to be tough guy on the fucking telephone. Go ahead, be a tough guy on the telephone. I'm going to tell you the same thing. I don't hide. I'm always over in Decatur. I'm always down in Mineral Wells, down in Weatherford. Weatherford mostly because they've got a nice Harbor Freight and a good Chinese place, man. Finding a place with good Chinese food is fucking hard to find out here in Texas for some reason. Ugh. Hopefully that fixed you on my side there so you can see me. So we're just taping and taping and taping. Getting warmer. I'm not gonna lie, the bodywork in this roof, a tree limb fell on this roof. And so I don't make any bones about being a shitty body man, but this fucking thing has taken me 2 days to get it. And oh, how I hate it. Oh, damn it. I just realized I didn't tape up the other side. Lower window. Candyman, you got your fucking controller yet? Push up. We are out of tape. I gotta go pick up more tape. So be patient. Here comes Cynthia. She'll pick you up and get you back here. Anka. Yep.
Welcome. Let's see.
Who's got sassy shit to say?
IC says, I painted an old Jag convertible for a local premium restoration hot rods, but the owner of the resto shop wanted our guy to paint his personal car while they painted the customer cars in his house. While they painted customer cars in-house.
He didn't have any kind of, I guess his painter wasn't very good, so he needed somebody.
Apparently.
I get calls like that too, quite a bit.
Candyman says, how did you run out of tape? You should be flogged.
Cynthia's birthday was Thursday, so it's her fault because I didn't go to the paint store on Saturday. We're also out of 80 grit.
Chad says, my oldest boy wants to paint cars. He's still in school. Where does he start?
Going to work for somebody.
Yeah.
Don't go to school for it. If he's in high school, tell him to take it from the local, take the class there at the local high school and then go to work for somebody. Let them pay you. They'll teach you. If he's smart and he's got an aptitude for this kind of work, what they teach him, he'll be a sponge on, and then he may start out at minimum wage, but then within a few months or two, if he's doing it good and he knows what he's doing, he can make a lot more money.
Where should he start off at?
Like I said, a Mako or a body shop. Go to a body shop. Depends on what he wants to do. If he wants to be a body man or a mechanic or a painter, go to your local body shop.
Can't see you in the sun. Oh, a seat. I wasn't actually going inside. I was looking for a chair so I could sit down. But I went inside.
I know.
Candyman says Lake Worth has a good Chinese buffet.
Lake Worth?
What do they have? Where?
Where's it at in Lake Worth?
What's it called?
Name it.
Name it.
Name it.
Let's see. Mike says Mountain Dew checks out.
Yes.
Good Time said happy birthday. Is that for me? Thank you. David said, working out in the summer Texas heat is no fun at all.
It can get a little rough, I'm not gonna lie, but that's why I start early in the mornings. Finish up early in the mornings.
Let's see. EQ says, how about a tech college anywhere close? It might have an auto repair course.
Nope, don't do it. Why are you gonna pay somebody else? I just said.
This is someone else.
Go to work for another body shop. They'll pay you to learn.
In fact, we have a lot of people that come on here and go, hey, I went to work and I started off in a course, doing a course or whatever, I went to school for it. They don't pay you anymore. Most of the time they actually don't want you because you have no real world experience. There is a difference between going to a school and having real world experience. The school teaches you the way that the sponsors want you to do it. And usually the teachers have never worked in this industry before either.
Right.
They were taught, they tried their hand out in working in the industry and they said, oh, this is too much for me. And then they go to work.
They go to work teaching. Get a job. I've been offered 4 or 5 different teaching jobs. I don't want them. I'm not a teacher. Don't want to be a teacher. I'm not a teacher.
Let's see. Candyman says, I'm not sure of the name. It's behind the old movie theater. Well, we're not going to know where the old movie theater is, Candyman.
Let me go down yonder in the holler over by old Mike's house where the tree stump got blown up by that lightning. And then old Ricky Bobby, he came across it and hit the goddamn stump with his fucking car. Go give me the backwoods holler fucking place there, Candyman, like I've lived here for 25 fucking years, huh?
He says there's one in Saginaw in the strip mall to the right of Walmart.
Let me ask you this. I live so far out in the country, and you hear me speak. Do you think it's safe for me to be in public?
No. Let's see. Chris Hall says, good morning, John and Cynthia. Hope you guys are staying cool in the heat, staying busy up there. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. No, we're not staying cool. Not even remotely.
I mean, we do this early in the morning for a reason.
And it's still not cool. It's still not cool.
I should get up and tape you, but my back is killing me for some reason.
You okay?
Yes.
Would you like to lay down and let me...
Monkey stomp my butt? No, thank you.
Let me kick you one good time
with the steel-toed boots? No, I'm good. I'm good. Need to go to a chiropractor is what I need. Good Time says, take a left at the big tree. Yeah, exactly.
Out back where the green grass grows.
Actually, Dad did have an uncle, right, from North Carolina, and that's how he'd give instructions. He's like, I get you there a quicker, faster way. You just need to take the old tree that was cut down 4 years ago. Now, who knows where the old tree is that was cut down 4 years ago? I've never been here before.
Now, that uncle was Bill Tucker. We called that a Bill Tucker shortcut because it usually took 30 minutes extra to get to where you were going. Camry was beautiful. Don't get me wrong. And I loved Uncle Bill. Taught me a lot about playing with fireworks and grenades and other things like that. But
it's right here in the front.
Bill wasn't known for shortcuts. That's my Uncle Bill.
Let's see. BS. That's how I did it. And I started out at $14 an hour. More money than you did, I bet, a-hole.
Oh, are you mad because I called you on your line? Now, you know you're lying and I know you're lying. And if you think $14 an hour to start off in this industry is a lot, how are them school payments going?
Right. Truthfully, you just wasted money because there's no need for that. You could go get a job where they'll pay you and you'll learn.
He didn't. Because that's not what happened. What happened and why they'll hire somebody that doesn't have any experience versus the jerk off like you who went to a school to learn how to do this is because you have all the bad habits that they have to break. And the new kid who didn't go to school but just walked in off the street and has mechanical aptitude that you didn't, they hire him. They're not going to hire you at no $14 an hour when they can hire Joe Bob, who's never worked in this industry, for 10. They just won't. You don't have the experience. You'll never have the experience. I'm sorry. Did that hurt your little feelings? Did your butthole get hurt a little? I get it. Your butthole got hurt.
All right, so
you were stupid enough to go pay somebody to do something that they were going to teach you for free.
So you didn't have back tape, so you put the paper down over top of all of this?
Right.
Is that because you ran out of 1.5 inches?
Yep.
I don't know, but I thought no, there isn't any more inside. Chris says, what kind of lacquer primer you use? I'm using Evercoat lacquer primer. Just wondering what brand do you use? How does it sand?
I use whatever brand I can get. And for me, it's never about sanding. It's about
how quickly it shrinks.
How fast it will go back, but how like some lacquer primers will give you a
5-star.
Will give you a dieback issue. And I still can't figure out why completely.
Oh, Finish One.
Yeah, Finish One is bad, so I try to stay away. I don't use Finish One.
Finish One is bad. Yeah, actually, the Finish One lacquer primer it will suck back in. It has dieback problems in certain spots. Like you throw your clear on, and then in a random spot where you primed your hood, the rest of it's perfect. But in a random spot where you cleared your hood, there'll be a section.
Yeah, it'll be a section, which is weird as shit.
It really is. But that 5-star primer is actually really good.
I never had problems.
It sands different too.
Yeah, it does sand a little different, a little nicer.
Square Body says, hi, what is that car?
An ultimatum.
It doesn't have an emblem, so I'm not sure.
It's an ultimatum.
Hey, you told me to sit down.
I did. It wasn't you. It's these stupid little razor blades. You got a little tape unwrapped.
There's a moth that flew into this clear. I think that's how people preserve them.
No, I'm not a bug boy, so.
Let's see. IC says, I apprenticed for a guy 20 years my senior after I could keep his hands busy by being able to hand him tool or link the paper he needed. Then I was good enough to start doing work myself.
Yeah, well, me too.
Actually, that's what I did as I was a kid. Well, whenever I first started in 2012, I was actually working at Lowe's, and Dad started the business. And so I just came in and started doing it with him part-time whenever I didn't have to work. And that's all I did. I was just like, what are you doing this for? What are you doing this for? Why are you doing that? I didn't even get my own razor blade the first year. I had to fold all of the paper over. He was like, I don't want you to cut yourself. I'm like, I know how to use a razor blade. I used it with the other job. It doesn't matter. You don't get to use it. You have to learn to fold the paper over without a razor blade. This is BS, Dad. I was already 20. Like, it didn't matter.
You know how much shit I would have to take from your mother had you gotten injured in this line of work?
I never got injured. I was smarter than you.
That was hurtful.
Okay, but you've been using a razor blade for 20 plus years and you still cut the end of your thumb.
Well, occasionally.
Was that hood oxidized?
No, the hood was peeling.
It was actually peeling. Like full on bits of it were coming off. Stuart says, auto painter for 3 years, sand and soap.
Yep, you're wet sanding everything. The guy who's teaching you is a moron.
Or he just wants to put you through the ringer.
I've always hated wet sanding. I never did. It doesn't make any sense. Well, sure it does. No, it doesn't. Water comes in as you're sanding and rolls in here and drains down and gets stuck down in here. So when you're painting and you're painting on the inside, then all of a sudden big puffs of paint start coming out where the dirt and stuff dried as it's running, as your water is going through.
Well, for me, the wet sanding thing doesn't make sense except after the paint and all that's been put on, because you're wet sanding this like actually there's a question. Can you wet sand a truck that's bare metal? No, because it's going to rust.
You can. Don't know why you would want to.
Yes, you can do anything, honestly. But like this is the point, is to sand off the peel and clear. Okay, well, when you sand off peel and clear, you're going to have to come down and you're going to break through the base, and eventually you're going to come down to either the E-coat or the sealer or the bare metal, and you just put water on it.
Right. If you did, you've created a rust problem.
Not that you can't sand the rust off, but still, you just create more work for yourself.
What's the point? People do it all the time. Well, I get better results. Okay. Well.
Yeah, everyone is superstitious. That's something you'll find in this industry. People are superstitious. So a lot of times what you do is not because it's the better results or better quality. It's because the person who taught you was superstitious. I feel like that's it majority of the time.
That's going to start much trouble.
I'm not gonna lie, Dad's superstitious too in some of the things he does, but not when it comes to not when it comes to painting or prepping or anything else.
I am not.
You are.
I am not.
Let's see. Chris says, okay, so 5-star primer. I'll start using that as your guys' paint work is awesome. Thank you. Yeah, the 5-star we actually tried out like 3 or 4 months ago. Yeah, bought it from a dealer in Fort Worth. It lasted quite a while. It's a pretty good primer, I think.
And it's thick.
Yeah, it's an actual high build primer. You don't find that very often in this industry.
It's really thick. It's a lot. I don't know how Evercoat is. Didn't you say you're shooting Evercoat?
I think so, yeah. Panda Buffet on Lake Worth and China Flag in Saginaw. All right, I'll come back and look through the clip. We'll go to those. We'll make a video specifically for that.
I won't.
I will. I'll make a video of Dad.
I'm not going to those places.
DP says the learning never stops in this industry.
No, it doesn't.
You're not going to go to a
No, I'm not going to go to a Chinese buffet.
And why not?
Because I'm not going to shit my pants on the way home. That's why.
Well, I didn't think you'd be so brutally honest, but okay.
It's good food, and I haven't eaten it in a long time, so it runs right through me.
Austin says, that's what I thought. Everyone said I was wrong about the wet sanding bare metal.
No, you just got dumbasses who are taught by somebody, and they're just puking up what they were taught because they won't do anything any differently. Because they're sad, pathetic little bitches. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be that way.
Stuart says, haha, that's fair. He also says you have to look at the work and attack it accordingly. That's true.
Generally, yeah.
Yeah, that's really true. Because not every vehicle is exactly the same. Like people who are like, I want to learn how to paint a car. Okay, look, you got to learn the bare basics because not every vehicle is going to look the same.
It took me about, 2 hours to strip this fucking hood. Paint was peeling off of it, but I could feather edge some of it, but that's not the correct way to do it, because if it's peeling here but not here and I can feather edge it, well, this is going to start peeling too. This is just peeling first for whatever reason, probably because it's over the heads more, and so maybe it heats up a little bit more. I don't know, but
from the engine,
this is going to, so it took me longer to strip that hood. It took me 20 minutes to strip that side of the roof. And then another 20 minutes to strip this side.
Yeah.
And 15 minutes for the whole trunk the other day.
What's the best way to get into the small, hard to reach areas? By hand. Put yourself a scuff pad or what do they call that? Soft blocks, and then put your sandpaper on it.
Yeah.
Stocks family. He says Chinese buffet will get you full for 30 minutes, then you're hungry again.
That's why I like to take out, buy extra large shit, and then come home and eat it, shit it out, and then go eat some more.
They don't have very many buffets down here in Texas, period, though. Let's see. How do you get rid of millage without skim coating the hood? Michael, I'm going to tell you right now, this millage thing is some serious BS. Now, I'm sure scientifically it's this and it's that and it's the correct this and it's the correct that, but there's no such this industry is not scientifically perfect, and doing step by step by the manufacturer tells you to do it doesn't guarantee that it's going to be perfect either, or that it lasts forever, because it's a chemical. Chemicals don't last forever. So the God's honest truth is learn the basics, learn how to sand it down, learn to prime, learn what you're doing with the purpose of priming, then learn the purpose of base, which is simply to cover the primer underneath of it so you can't see it, and then put 2 to 3 coats on with your 1.3 or your 1.4
Follow
spray
your data
head.
sheet. Your data sheet will tell you what the millage is supposed to be if you go X over X. That's between you and the people that do it. I'm not worried about millage because I shoot with a 1.4 spray head, and I have for 37 years.
You keep claiming an extra 10 years there, Pops.
I've been doing it for
doing it since you were 12.
Been doing it for 37 years, and so millage is something that they came up with. To measure the viscosity of your clear, you're supposed to be able to pour it through this little viscosity doohickey cup.
Yeah.
And so you're supposed to count how it falls, and that's your viscosity combined with your paint gun paint head is how many times you go over creates the perfect millage. Okay. Are these the same retards that brought you the millage that bring you the paint manufacturers that are peeling from the paint manufacturer? Right? You understand that, right? The same retards that are telling you about paint millage are the same retards that their paint peels coming out of the factory.
And they don't warranty that either.
Kia, Ford, Nissan, pick a company.
Chevy. Pick a company, honestly. Michael says if you prime and paint without skim coating, you'll see the spots that you made down to metal. When you see it at an angle, you'll see waves in the paint.
No, you don't. Now, you're partly right. If you're doing restoration work, maybe, but that's why you prime it, block it, prime it, block it on restoration. Daily drivers that are peeling like this is down to the bare metal parts of it. You'll never see it because the sealer is one, or the edge primer is one coated. It's so thick that it doesn't register on a mill gauge. The sealer is the same way over top of the primer. So now whenever you come back with primer, it's not, I'm so fed up with trying to fight with people over that. Okay, fine, you'll see waves. Go on. Just get the fuck out of here.
Now you don't see waves. And the reason why you don't see waves is because he didn't gouge it. You'll see waves if you gouge things, but that's the point of feather edging. If you're correct, like the reason why he knows how to feather edge, that's how you keep from getting your waves.
This is where you get waves from. You see that? That's an asshole, like you. That's an asshole, okay? Now, I'll prime that asshole, but you'll still see that asshole, especially whenever you look at it like this. Maybe not so much like this, but you'll see the asshole when you're on the side. And so if you're that big of an asshole, come to me. It's real simple. I do production fast paint work in and out as fast as I humanly can without compromising the paint.
Right. It's not perfection. We're not going for perfection here. But also, like I said, you don't see waves in it. We have videos, and I mean this, we have video proof where you don't see waves in your things. Right. The only time you do is whenever you gouge it. You don't know how to feather.
Or if somebody else has already done body work and you can't strip it down to the bare metal. You see their body work.
Yeah, and you're going to see bad body work too, by the way, if you skim coat the entire vehicle. There's no way to get it completely straight with if you're skim coating the entire vehicle. Well, that's crazy to me. I
disagree with you on that one because there are guys out there like Bondo Billy that can.
Fair enough, there are. With a lot of skill and talent, I suppose they can.
But Bondo Billy says the same thing I do. If you have to skim coat an entire car, then you put the goddamn shit down and go away. Because that means you're not a body man. You're a fucking moron. Why would you put that much Bondo on a vehicle?
Well, the point is primer is supposed to fill in whatever little gaps you think
That's
that
what
could be there.
high build primer is supposed to do.
Drain says, I left school at 12 and started being a carpenter. I'm 45 now. You did not. You did not leave school at 12. I don't even think that's legal. Like the states nowadays don't allow you to quit school until you're like.
It doesn't have to be legal. You don't know whether his parents were dead.
That's true. That's true.
With an uncle or something that was smoking pot all the time, so he had to have money.
That's true. Stuart says it's your eye, skill, and time. That's very true. That was related to the earlier talk about instead of millage, it's about that's what comes with experience. That's why the more experience you have doing all types of vehicles and not just one, you get better at what you do. Let's see. Austin says, I absolutely hate painting, but it's a very useful skill.
It is. I absolutely hated body work. And so whenever I was working, I used to have body men when I was new. They'd come in, even owners. Hey, man, learn how to do body work as well as paint work. It'll benefit you in the older age. Nah, man, I hate body work. I don't have mechanical ability. I don't have a mechanical aptitude. I've made no secret about that. I can paint the shit out of anything you want to bring me. And so whenever I opened my shop 14 years ago, somebody said, hey, man, I got a few dents on it. Can you take care of the dents? It petrified me. It scared the shit out of me because I didn't know what I was doing. But luckily enough, I still had some friends who were in this industry and they were kind enough to show me. And then I started watching more videos and stuff. And so now, yeah, I do small dents and dings. I don't do collision work.
Let's see. Cowboy Fireman says, hey, JP, what's up?
Hey, man, you back out of Canada or have you not been yet?
Let's see. IC says it's an Altima. It isn't long for this world anyways. That's not true. We had a lady that bought.
You've never owned a Nissan because, well,
certain years the transmissions are pretty crappy. But we had a lady that we did before this car who had owned hers brand new, and it was like a 2004, and it's 2025 now. It's 21-year-old vehicle. It's a pretty long time for this world.
And still got more to go in it. I think they replaced.
She had 200,000 miles on it, I think.
She had just replaced the timing chain in it and did tune up and shit like that. And so it's another 200,000 miles, another 20 plus years. So that's 40 years. How fucking old do you think a car should not be? Shut up. You're just too stupid.
WTF Mike sent $5. He said, hey, you old cuss. Glad to see you in top form already this morning.
How am I not?
Let's see. Drain the Sewer says, I swear to God, and my mom was 15 years old when I was born. She was a single mom. Fair enough. He said it was a different world then. I shouldn't judge. That was the 80s, wasn't it? When I was a kid.
I went to school with girls in high school that were 9 years, who were freshmen in the 9th grade that got pregnant by the 10th.
Well, actually, I went to school with a girl who had a 3-year-old child, and she was 15. She had her kid when she was 13.
Right.
But no, my point was dropping out because like literally when I was in school, and this was the early 2000s, they wouldn't allow you to drop, like it was against the law, like literally against the law. You couldn't drop out of school till you were at least 16, I think it was.
There are a lot of things against the law. It's against the law to speed. People do it. It's against the law to do drugs. People do it. It's against the law to throw a dog out of a helicopter, but people do it.
I think our government does that.
Well, I was trying to be nice, but yeah.
Cowboy Fireman says, no, I'm in Colorado for the fires.
Okay. Last time we had spoke, you were going to go
Possibly
up to Canada to help them.
He says we've got some big ones going on in Colorado.
I know about Colorado, but I know New Mexico was burning again this year. Like it started last year, and then this year it started again. I didn't know Colorado was back at it.
Stuart says, I subscribed already. This is gold content in a sea of crap. Love this channel. Thank you.
Thank you. We try.
George says, have you ever used the Finish One brand paint?
Yeah, we use Dimension line base and then Finish One 720 clear. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they make a paint, like an actual base.
Right. But yeah, I've used 740 clear too back in Virginia, but it was like 10 degrees outside.
That the part clear?
Yeah, that's the shit because they were out of the 720.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like their 720. I think their 720 clear is awesome.
Stuart says, I got a 2017 Altima and it's still ripping and rolling.
Yeah. I know people that have got 99s and 94s and 90 Nissans that are still going.
Actually, there's a 94 Altima out there that if we put a battery in right now, it still starts.
Yep.
Let's see. Painting in a dirt and dusty room. And it still looks better than you. What's that have to do with anything?
Yeah, I mean.
That's so mean, but.
I mean, what do you want? So you're jealous. Now what? You're going to cry on somebody else's page. You talk so much shit about us real guys in the industry. Really? One guy on one page that you come into and cry about what I say on my page. I'm not even talking to you. Well, you're always talking about the industry standard guys. Really? Because I got a few people named. And they paint in the same environment I do, but they claim to be better than me. Leave parts on the cars. I've got their pictures up. All over the place.
Yeah, well, the reason why
those are the guys I'm talking to and about. But for some reason, your pissant, petty little dick mind goes, he's talking about me. Well, then what are you doing wrong? The question is, what are you doing wrong, bitch?
The problem is that they keep saying you're ruining the industry because you're not doing what all the rest of them do. Right. You're not getting on your knees for everybody else in this industry and going, I love you all. I'm the bad guy. Instead, you're telling it like it is, and they hate that. They really hate that. You expose the industry for the idiots that are actually in it.
Come get some.
Gardening, and this is mean but funny. Grow your beard back out. You look like an uncircumcised penis.
Not gonna lie, that was a little hurtful.
I call Dad Q-tip because that's the way he looks like Q-tip.
But then again, too, I think you're jealous because you can't grow my man beard. Like I was talking to my wife, she's like, you grew that shit in like a month and a half. Like that's real man hair. I can't grow shit up here, but I can make man hair down here, bitch.
That sounds so creepy. I wish you wouldn't ever say that again. Let's see. Drain the Sewer. He says, I now own 2 businesses, property, and I give back to the community at every opportunity. 16 was the dropout age then too, but the area was so wild, nobody was paying attention to small details.
Nobody cared because they were making money elsewhere.
Yeah.
CPS didn't make any money off of stealing children and selling them in those days.
Probably because they didn't do it back then.
Well,
I think the world was a lot nicer in the 90s and the 80s.
I mean, when I hit 16 years old, I lived in my truck. Well, 15. I lived in my vehicle. I lived in it. I didn't come home but to shower and then go back out again. From 15 and a half until I was, I was married at 18? So for 3 years.
JP, how old are you? I just want to know how many years I got before I start yelling, get off my lawn. It's Mike.
I started yelling that in my 20s, but that's only because I hate people. In my 20s, I pulled out shotguns. No, I pulled out BB guns and shot kids, though. I did do that.
It's so messed up. I knew you were shooting me. I knew when I was riding by on bicycles that whenever I felt something, it was you.
Of course.
I knew it. George says, I love the Finish One Clear so much.
I do too, but I like Autobahn Clear better. It's just like the Finish One Clear, the Autobahn 9044 or 45, but it's on steroids.
44.
Like you guys have seen the German Neanderthal, right? Like, go look at pictures of him when he first started, 2 years ago before he started taking steroids. He was like my youngest daughter. He was like 4'9", maybe 50 pounds of soaking wet. Put them steroids on, and now he's like, with a creepy ass look and everything, right? Because you can punch him in the face and he doesn't feel it because all the nerve endings are dead from the steroids. That's what that 9044 is. Is it 9044 or 45?
4-4.
44. It's on steroids compared to the Finish One.
But Finish One's what we used for 14 years, 12 years on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was good shit.
It's a great clear. It really was.
Found one down here that's better.
And we used all of the other clears that were for sale back then too. I mean, it's not like we didn't.
U-Pole. We were using Nason.
Nason actually is similar to this. That's why I think you like this one so much.
Maybe. Was 9600 or 9800?
9800 or something like that.
Yeah. But then all of a sudden they took a crazy turn in pricing, and I said,
yeah.
Fuck
it's because they knew they had a great clear, and they're like, we're gonna no, actually it's because that place went out of business. That's why. Let's see. IC says it wasn't a reference towards the mechanical reliability of Altimas, rather the wild driving habits of Altima owners, notorious like Mustangs and such.
I'm going to save my wrist because you're so full of shit in here right now that that's the only thing above it, buddy. I would say watch, but I don't wear one.
That's not true. There is quite the notoriety on TikTok that I've seen. There's like an Ultima side of TikTok and how they get into all these accidents and stuff. I used to own, not an Ultima. I think mine was a Maxima, but yeah, they do have a bit of notoriety. Let's see. Cowboy Fireman says, yeah, we have a truck out in New Mexico and we got another crew out in Cali, but the main force is in Colorado because none of ours are contained yet compared to the others.
Holy shit. They ain't got the airplanes flying yet, man.
That's crazy.
If I remember right, he was one of the fire jumpers, wasn't he?
No, he was one of the crazy ones that just walked right in.
He's a hoofer.
Drain says, what state are you guys in?
Texas.
Now. Gardening says he's too calm today. I had to get him going.
Fuck you.
What grit do you finish your mud work with?
80. That reminds me. I better go sand on that.
Has it been long enough?
I don't know. I just forgot about it.
Stuart says, man, I would love to paint a car in this man's shop to learn a bit, have a beer. Good-minded channel. Y'all are real. No beer, but Mountain Dew. Do you wet the floor when painting?
No. Yeah, that's another thing, too, that seems to send people over the edge.
I'm not sure why.
Wetting the floor. Soaking your floor. So that way, whenever you drag your hose, you could drag it through a puddle and put shit up on your car. Now, look, children, I'm going to say this so that I can piss you off good, make you real mad, okay? All of y'all listen. Water causes trouble. Okay? I've got half of you morons that go, I can't paint in humidity. What do you think happens whenever you put water on the floor on a 90-degree day? Humidity. Now, that's your first problem. Humidity doesn't bother me because it's not humidity. You're streaking it because you're getting too close and moving too slow. You put water on the floor and then you drag your hose and then all of a sudden you got water down there on the bottom or up on the middle of the door because you've dragged your hose and splashed water. Dirt doesn't come from off the floor. Do you think there's dirt coming off the floor when I'm spraying up here? No, stupid. Dirt, which would come up if it was bad, would be at the bottom of the doors, not at the top. Okay, that's just logic painting 101. Okay, what happens is you going, the dirt in the environment, the dirt in the environment. The moment you start spraying, your spray hits. Some of it goes and sticks right to it, and then some of it does what's called overspray in the air. And so what happens is it hits the car, doesn't really stick, goes along, grinds up, and then blows up into the air. And as you're moving, that puff of air keeps following you because the laws of physics, stir something with your finger and watch. The laws of physics will call it to come back in and hit that poof, go back up in the air. And then as you're moving along, it settles back in on top of it. And so if you're getting dust and dirt and you can see it from that overspray, your hardener is too fast. Your reducer is too fast. You should be using slow, okay? Or extra slow if you have it, because you're not extra smart at all, okay? And so that's where your dust is coming from. It's not dust, it's overspray rolling up upon itself until one particle becomes big enough that you can see it. It's not from the floor. That's just stupidity. That's an excuse of a dumbass bitch that doesn't know anything about how to paint. Now, I'm sorry, not really. I hope it hurts your feelings. Spread your cheeks wide because I know you just got that fucking.
That's funny because there are actually some people who are like, I respected you until you said don't wet the floor down.
Right.
I was like, really? That's where you draw the line in the sand? He said a lot worse things, but that's where you draw the line in the sand?
And I don't give a flying fuck about anybody's respect. I don't give a goddamn about your respect. It means nothing to me. The only people who I care about that give me respect, where I have respect from, are my daughter, my other daughter, my wife, my Malinois, and my fucking Chihuahua.
She doesn't respect you.
She respects the shit out of me. You better take it back or beat your ass.
She doesn't respect you. Woody says, if you wet the ceiling, you done messed up. That's actually funny. Soaking the floor will create bubbles in your paint. I got him with that Millage question. No, got him going.
Didn't get me going.
Let's see. Kay says, as somebody who just lost my dad, I wish I could have got my dad to shoot YouTube videos with me in a building. This is going to be a treasure trove down the road. This is memories. It is. I appreciate that.
I really want to say something bad because I'm a real dick. But as someone whose parents died right in front of me, I will say this. Your daddy, Dad, he's hiding from you. It's the best goddamn game of hide and go seek. I still can't find my fucking mom and dad.
Exactly.
Motherfuckers. They just kind of like ditched me. It was a ding-dong ditch.
Kay says, I miss BB gun wars. We had an old man in our neighborhood that used to shoot us with BB guns, so we waited, got paintball guns, and lit his whole butt up. Joseph said, not the Chihuahua.
She's a judgmental little thing, but I know I have her respect as long as I have chicken nuggets. What?
Do you wet sand and buff out your clear? If
No,
so,
I do not.
What clear you think is the easiest?
No, I don't.
What was the last clear you wet sanded and buffed? Probably finish one, right?
Was it the one for Habibi up in Manassas that's dead now?
No, because we painted one. We painted a truck and we had to wet sand and buff a giant run you put in the bedside. That was in North Carolina. That was finish one clear.
I don't remember that, but okay.
I do. It was a massive run.
Well, let's be fucking truthful. If it had been a massive run, you sure as fuck wasn't buffing it and wet sanding it. That would have been me.
That's why I said it was you.
And I don't remember it. It's just like if I can't spell it, I ain't painting it. I don't remember it. It didn't happen. didn't drop a branch of tree on it.
Is that a brand new piece of 80 grit you left outside?
No.
I said yes. Chihuahuas are the spawns of Satan. That's from Candyman.
Fuck you.
We got to block you now.
Make him go away.
Actually, I used to think the exact same thing until Mom picked up Pepper. That's a little angel's what that is. She leans into you and she'll nuzzle your face. Those little babies.
It's all about how you raise them.
Michael, one quick question. Michael says, wait, how do you not have to wet sand and buff the clear?
Wait, why do you have to? It's like sex with your wife. It's a personal choice. You just don't have to do it. And so we don't.
You're using an old piece of 80 grit right there because you run out of the Velcro back. We still have a full thing of sticky back 80 grit, which sucks. But it's a full thing. Let's see. Austin says they're telling me $20K to repaint my truck. That seems like a good price, or are they taking me to the cleaners?
No, you're getting a good price.
Let's see. WTF Mike says, what's your thoughts on the patina paint jobs, JP? People out here make it rust glossy.
That's up to them.
Now, this one you can interpret multiple ways. Finally, a channel for GIYS. That could mean guys, could mean gays, or it could mean DIYs. Could be all three at one time. Stuart says, I'm in Texas. Let me apprentice for you, sir. Just pay me in biscuits and gravy and tobacco. LOL. I'll work all day. I enjoy it. Seems like a lot of hard work. Let's see. WTF Mike says, oh, is that a 56?
Yeah, 57.
Ooh, it's a spider or an ant? It is an ant. You wait for him to get on the paint. So you can switch. Where he got flung is anybody's guess.
Oh.
Oh, I was going to say where he got flung.
lot better than it was. There's still a couple of high spots and other shit, but I got some fucked up stuff here, 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 and here. A little bit back here too.
Gran says, keep up the great work, guys. I'm enjoying the videos.
Thank you.
Candyman says, it's really difficult for her to interact with all that sanding noise. It really is. Will never be flat without blocking.
Never expected it to be, nor have I said that it would be. I said, this is great. Not trying to make it flat. If it was, bless you, I'd be owning some Billy sticks.
Let's see. Now I know why painting cars costs so much.
Why? I'm listening. Why? I never could figure it out.
Stuart says, use a DA before block, sir. Block is for finishing.
Well,
It's a process.
I know guys that
If you wanna-
make it flatter than using block.
They use DAs.
I'm not interested in trying to do perfection. Just trying to make it better than it was.
Yosef says, I didn't realize how much work is involved.
Oh yeah, it can be.
What type of car is it?
Ultima.
Does it cost a lot when you repaint a car?
No.
What you pay for is labor rate.
Right.
You're not actually paying for the cost of material. You're just paying for labor rate.
Right. Because here's what'll piss people off too. They're not using the greatest materials known to man either. They're using the cheapest shit they can get. That will anger the industry.
Well, it's true.
There we go. I want to work here.
Are you blocking?
No, I'm using my finger.
Let's see. Square Body says, okay, thanks. What if you're doing this DIY?
What about it?
You do whatever you want. If you want an extreme level of perfection, we're not the channel to watch if you want perfection. Does Dad know how to do extreme levels of perfection though?
I do. I don't want to. Done too many of them throughout the years. They're no fun.
But I tell you, we, for those who don't want perfection, but just want pretty, like the slogan I came up with, we're the channel to watch because we've taken everything down to the bare basics, the bare minimum of everything.
If you want to learn how to do this perfectly and you want to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, go watch Bondo Billy's page. Now, people mock the shit out of him, but Billy has been doing this
40 some odd years.
Almost longer than I've been alive. I think he said 47 years is what he's been doing it. You don't need to mock Billy over what he does because Billy can do it perfectly. And he'll tell you and show you step by step how to get it perfect because that's what he does.
Let's see. I'm about to paint my truck and tractor. Is tractor paint okay for a cheap old truck?
I wouldn't, but you do whatever you want. You grown ass person.
If you want matte. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't.
Is that because you
Because I wouldn't.
just not going to fully answer the question?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're done for the day. We're going to go get stuff
Got a lot of stuff to buy.
like a hoe.
So long, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.